What's up, deviants? Welcome back to the Naughty Corner. This is Court is in Session. I am here with co-host Nate, and we are coming to you from the unceded territory of the Wanneroo people. We are starting off with a quick, well, that escalated quickly. This comes to us from the Good Omens fans Facebook page. Ooh. A tweet from @FinEffable. I keep having dreams where I meet Michael Sheen on the streets in Wales, and I try telling him I'm a big fan of Good Omens, and all he does is yell Welsh facts at me because I'm a Londoner. I'm moving to Wales in a few days, so the dreams are getting worse. Please help. Michael Sheen responds in all caps. A fifth of the people in Wales are over 65.
Yes.
And the caption reads, I can't stop laughing at this. Nor should you. Michael Sheen is delightful.
That is the perfect level of trolling that I expect from mid-tier celebrity.
The only one that gets better is the flip of that for Good Omens and David Tennant.
Yell Scottish facts at you instead.
No, it's a girl who's like, I don't understand what the hype is. Surely we can all agree David Tennant just isn't that attractive. And someone responds to her going, you got to be really fucking careful where you say shit like that. Yep. You don't know who's listening. And then
his wife,
Georgia Tennant, responds, enter Georgia. And the original poster of that tweet goes, I'm very sorry, Mrs. Tennant, I won't do it again. I won't do it. It's like that is the appropriate response to that.
Correct.
Consider her humbled. She learned.
Yeah, David didn't have to do shit.
He's not paying attention. They've got 5 kids.
Yeah, well, his name on set was David Tennant for a reason.
Of course it was. Well, what an enjoyable world that escalated quickly. But they're not usually that fun.
They live in Scotland. There's nothing else to do but reproduce.
Especially now that they don't want a bar of Harry Potter.
Exactly.
Alrighty. Now, we are going to such an enjoyable segment. It's time for Fucked Around and Found Out. Now, this one is coming to us from the subreddit Best of Redditor Updates, so you know it's going to be good.
I need all of the updates all of the time.
Am I the asshole for calling the cops on my brother after he stole from me? Original post was March 16, 2025. Me, 19 female, and my brother, 17 male, have never really gotten along. He's always been kind of reckless, but lately he's been getting worse. Sneaking out, lying, and now stealing. A few days ago, I noticed some money missing from my room. I don't keep a ton of cash, but I had about $300 saved up for something important. Gone. At first, I thought I misplaced it, but then I checked my brother's room and guess what? Found some of my bills crumpled up in his drawer. I confronted him and he straight up denied it. Even when I showed him the money, he said he found it outside. Like, bro, be serious. I told my parents, expecting them to back me up, but they brushed it off like, he's just a kid, he probably needed it for something. If he's a fucking kid, what the fuck could he need it for?
And also ask your parents.
And just that I found it outside. Like, this is literally my biggest problem with men collectively. If you're gonna lie, be good at it. For the love of fucking God. I can't do it. It's the lack of intelligence for me.
The best way to lie is by telling enough of the truth.
Mm-hmm. All right. That pissed me off. So I told my parents either he gives it back or I call the cops. They didn't take me seriously, so I actually did it. Not to get him arrested or anything, just to scare him. The cops came, talked to him and made him give the money back. They didn't charge him, just gave him a warning. Now my family is mad at me, saying I took it too far and should have just let my parents handle it, but they weren't doing anything and I'm tired of him getting away with stuff. Am I the asshole for calling the cops on my own brother? No.
No, but at the same time, just beat the shit out of him and take the money back.
Yeah, but the issue is, like, well, we don't know, like, sheer size-wise, like, she may not have the ability
Made baseball bats for a reason.
That's fair. If she gets the cops involved straight away, right, then basically he is getting some sort of consequence that will make him hopefully think in the future. But if she moves to violence, then she could have the cops called on her. And if that's the case, then like all of a sudden now he's the victim.
I mean, if that's the case, just set up a camera, wait for it to happen again and actually charge him.
Yeah.
Because if he's done it once, he'll do it again.
Yeah. Like I am definitely down for some sibling justice.
Yeah.
But I also agree with the sentiment. Like, yeah, I would have let my parents handled it had they fucking handled it.
Correct.
And honestly, if you are not handling your fucking kids, you don't get to complain with how other people choose to when
Especially
you
if that
didn't
is the kid's
sort your shit.
sibling.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's anyone. Like, personally, I disagree with the whole we shouldn't hit kids sentiment. I agree we shouldn't hit our own kids because homes should be a safe space. Families should be your safe people. But this is a village, we are a community, and we should all be checking each other's kids. We all take care of each other. And so, if you ever see my kids on the street doing shit they shouldn't, you have my full permission to do whatever you got to do to make sure they fucking learn a lesson, but then they can still come home to the safety of their home and their family. And that is how we raise decent people who know not to be cunts, but still maintain the sanctity of a safe home life and non-abusive parents.
Unless, of course, it's her daughter, in which case, back away slowly. You saw nothing. For your own personal safety, it is the best that you just let her do it. That girl is a savage, and I am here for it.
Additional information from original OP. Wild how I'm the bad guy for expecting basic respect and not wanting my money to mysteriously disappear. Guess accountability is optional in this family. The original poster was deemed not the asshole, obviously. Commenter, not the asshole. Sometimes tough love is the only way to make someone wake up. You didn't ruin his life, you might have just saved it. Commenter 2, not the asshole. You did give your parents an opportunity to handle it. They chose not to. They can't really justify complaining that you turned elsewhere to handle it. Commenter 3, not the asshole. Your brother stole from you and your parents refused to do anything about it. If they had handled it properly, you wouldn't have had to call the cops. You didn't press charges, you just made sure he faced some consequences. Hopefully, this will teach him a lesson before he escalates to worse things. Like, what? They said they went too far, but literally nothing happened as a result. So, like, how is that going?
Because there's no way you could possibly prove anything.
Well, even then, that's not relevant. Like, the final outcome was literally the cops just said, I wouldn't do that again.
At that point, you may as well just hire actors. Because you've pretty much just wasted the police's time.
Well, technically, the police wasted their own time. They're the ones that didn't do anything in response. But I suppose it sends the message home that, like, if you steal my shit, you are going to get pulled up for it. So at least that gives him pause in the future to be like, probably shouldn't take that shit. She's going to call the cops on me. And as soon as it's over $1,000, it's felony larceny.
Just be smarter about it. Leave that last $1 behind. Only take $999.
Update number 1, March 17, 2025, the next day.
Oh.
So things have been awkward as hell at home. My parents are still acting like I'm the villain, and my brother has been giving me the silent treatment, which honestly isn't the worst thing in the world.
Yeah.
But here's where things get interesting. Turns out I wasn't the only one he was stealing from. A few days after everything went down, my mum pulled me aside and admitted that some of her money had gone missing too. She thought she had just misplaced it, but now she's realizing it was probably him. I didn't say I told you so, even though I really wanted to, but I just gave her a look and was like, yeah, exactly. Now my parents are finally taking it seriously, but instead of being mad at him, they're talking about how he's just going through a phase and how they don't want to be too hard on him. Meanwhile, he's still stomping around the house acting like I ruined his life. At this point, I've just distanced myself completely. I'm keeping my door locked, not leaving anything valuable around, and honestly, counting down the days until I can move out. Didn't expect this to get so much attention, but I really appreciate all the comments. It helped me see that I wasn't overreacting, and honestly, it's been reassuring to know I wasn't crazy for standing my ground. So do I feel bad? Nope. Do I regret it? Still no. If anyone else is going to hold him accountable, at least now he knows I will. Top comments. Commenter 1, good for you for standing your ground. Unaddressed phases become ways of life. He doesn't know it, but you're the only one actually interested in helping your brother. Commenter 2, tell your parents that if they refuse to teach him accountability themselves, the penal system will be doing that job for them in a few years. Your brother is 17. Barring some form of severe brain damage, he knows stealing is wrong. Stealing is only going to be a phase if he is taught consequences now. Commenter 3, also people need to stop acting like teenagers are just kids, as if they simply don't know any better and can't help it. The fuck they don't/can't. Yes, they're still technically not adults, but that doesn't mean they can do what they want without consequences. They're old enough to know better. Hell, 10 is old enough to know better much of the time. I'm just so sick of enabling parents. Yeah, like, I mean, comment to one, like, you're the only one actually interested in helping your brother. Like, no, technically she's not. That's just a happy consolation, like, result of her choices. Either way, that's still a positive outcome.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the helping him part is really just for the sake of minimizing any impact to her, which is still fair. Like, he doesn't need a nose job.
But yeah, once you reach a certain age, I absolutely agree as well that we need to start treating teenagers as if they were adults because they know what they're doing. Like, I was taught as a child, drugs are bad. I did drugs, and now I have to live with the fact that an animatronic puppet giraffe is disappointed in me. So,
Yeah, that's why I troll students back. Like, not only does it get their respect, but it teaches them that the world is going to match their energy. So if they're being a dick, that's what's going to come back to them. And at the very least, in those situations, it's still a controlled environment. Whereas you run your mouth to the wrong dude at the pub and you're getting jumped in the car park later. So,
or in the pub itself,
depending on the pub.
and depending what you say.
Yeah.
Because there are some very much things that, even for me, who knows that what I can do in a fight, so chooses not to, there are still fight on sites if the right things are said or done.
Update 2, March 20, 2025, 3 days later.
He's been arrested.
So things have escalated a bit since my last update. My parents finally started taking things more seriously, but not in the way I expected. Instead of actually holding my brother accountable, they're now in full-on damage control mode, acting like this whole thing is just a family issue that got blown out of proportion. A few days ago, my dad sat me down and basically told me that I need to let this go because my brother is apparently really struggling, and I made things worse by involving the cops.
You reap what you sow, motherfucker.
You've got an entire field full of fuckwits. He said my brother feels like I betrayed him and that I should be the bigger person and try to fix things. Meanwhile, my brother? Yeah, no. He hasn't apologized, hasn't even acknowledged what he did. He's just sulking around the house, acting like I ruined his life. And now he's trying to turn things on me, telling family members that I overreacted and made things way worse than they were. I've completely checked out at this point. My parents are clearly more worried about keeping the peace than actually teaching him consequences, and I'm just tired of it. I'm looking at moving out sooner than I planned because honestly, I don't feel like being in a house where my own stuff isn't safe and I'm the bad guy for expecting basic respect. Not sure if I'll update again, but yeah, that's where things stand. Think calling out theft would turn into a full family drama, but here we are.
Tell me there's another update where he's been arrested.
Honestly, I want the update where she booby-trapped a room and he got punched in the dick by like one of those.
Yeah, she's gone full Kevin McAllister, or she has now become a vigilante and is hunting down criminals. Batman's parents were murdered. My brother stole from me.
Update 3, March 24, 2025, 4 days later.
Oh, this would be update 4.
No, update 3.
Because we had update, then update, then update, and now this one.
No.
Didn't we?
No, update 1 was a day later, and then update 2 was 3 days later. And now we're up to update 3, 4 days later.
The 2 and 3 confused in my head.
So I ended up having another conversation with my parents, mostly because I couldn't keep walking around the house with this giant cloud over everything. I told them again that I'm not trying to ruin anyone's life. I just want to live in a home where my stuff doesn't get touched and I'm not made out to be a problem for setting a boundary. My mum kind of softened a bit and admitted they might have been too quick to defend him, but she also said they're just scared of pushing him further away. I get that, I really do, but I told her protecting him doesn't mean ignoring the things he's doing. My brother still hasn't apologized directly, but he did stop talking shit about me to the rest of the family. I think someone, maybe my aunt, told him he was being immature and making it worse for himself. Since then, things have been quieter. Not better, just less tense. I've started looking at part-time jobs and roommate listings so I can move out sooner. I don't hate my family, I'm just tired of being treated like I'm the one who crossed a line for wanting basic trust and honesty in my own house. Anyway, I didn't think I'd post a third update, but I guess I wanted to say thank you to everyone who helped me feeling like I wasn't insane. Still kind of sucks, but at least now I know I'm not alone. And who knows, if things get weirder, maybe there'll be a fourth.
That's setting a personal
works.
space and boundary.
Yeah, it's like he finally stopped talking shit because an aunt called him out. Like, if every one of you cunts in the family had been pulling him up on his shit this whole time, we wouldn't have reached this place. Like, people think that it's a Like being a ride or die for someone is just accepting every single fucking thing they do, and it's not. Like if you genuinely care about someone, by definition, you are the one that should be calling them out on their shit because you are a trusted, safe person that they should be able to hear it from and understand. Whereas, you know, you don't accept critique from someone you wouldn't accept advice from. And so hearing it, you know, from wider people in the world, they're like, oh, they don't know me. I can just ignore that. Whereas there are so many people who will not call out their friends, will not call out family members because it's like, well, no, because they're so close to me, it's my job to support them. And yeah, supporting them also means supporting their growth. It doesn't just mean accepting every shitty thing that they do.
Yeah, you can't gentle parent without being able to also give tough love.
You do not have a close relationship with someone if you cannot hear hard things for them or tell them hard things. Otherwise, that's just a surface level acquaintance of being a yes man and keeping the peace.
The reason
Preserve
why
that
I've been
relationship.
able to stay as sober as I have been is because I have friends in my life who hold me accountable and pull me up when I'm being a dickhead, and they can see the signs that I'm about to go down a path that I shouldn't, which is good. It's what we all need.
That is literally what makes a friend. Like if you can't trust people to call you out on your shit, then that's not a friend. Like by definition, the certain level of intimacy that requires, that is just how that works.
Yeah. I don't really have friends. I have family, or you are my people. Because if I call you my friend, that means I don't really like you. If I call you my people, it's I'm here.
I mean, also we're Australians, so we don't really use the word friend here.
Yeah, we say mate.
Yeah.
Or cunt.
Yeah. Like, yeah, we got some mates. We know some cunts. Update for April 23, 2025, 1 month later. It's been about a month since my last update, and honestly, I was hoping things would just settle. Spoiler, they didn't.
Haha.
Things have been quiet on the surface, but super passive-aggressive underneath. My brother is still doing the bare minimum to avoid direct conflict with me, but he hasn't apologized properly. Just a few fake nice moments like offering me a snack or acting like everything's chill. That sounds familiar. No actual accountability. The real twist, my mum recently asked me if I'd consider moving past it and trying to rebuild the relationship. She said he's maturing and feeling isolated because of the distance between us. I said, sure, I'll move past it as soon as someone acknowledges that what he did was straight up wrong and not just a dumb teenage mistake. She didn't really respond to that, just got quiet and walked away. At this point, I've got a move-out date. I found a small place and signed the lease last week. I haven't told my brother yet, and I'm low-key curious how he'll react. I think part of him still believes I'm bluffing. Anyway, didn't still think I'd be updating a month later, but this whole thing has turned into the longest slow burn family drama I've ever seen. Appreciate everyone who stuck around and reminded me I'm not the villain for expecting basic trust and boundaries. I'll update if anything wild happens when I move out. Fingers crossed it's uneventful, but with my family, who knows? Like, honestly, at this point, OP is the asshole. Because I would have just fucking thrown a punch by now.
Yeah.
Like, all right, this shit's done. Like, I'm not doing this no more.
Or just actively confront him if you're that upset you haven't been apologized to. Maybe in his head he believes he has apologized and just doesn't realize that he hasn't.
Yeah, like there's this comic that I used to fucking adore as a teenager, Josh Heffernan. And he does this bit where it's like communicating with guys. You've got to talk to them like your phone's about to die. So trying to talk about, you know, like feelings of what happens when, you know, you don't do the dishes and it just creates such a greater load on me, like doesn't work. You literally just walk in there and you go, hey, dick, go and do the fucking dishes and then leave. The leaving is the important part. The response is then going to be that your roommate gets up off the couch and he's going to go, don't call me a dick, as he's walking to the kitchen. If she just straight up hit up her brother and be like, oi, fucking hash this out with me now so we can be done. Like, the part of the slow burn is the fact that she's also not addressing it. She's just kind of responding to her parents' lukewarm attempts.
She's feeding petty with petty.
No, it's just I don't think it's petty. I just think that she believes it's not her responsibility, which technically it's not. But it's if you're complaining about a slow burn, like...
And if she's going to continue letting it upset her, because you can either choose to let it continue upset you or you can address it. She is choosing to still be hurt. Like,
Ugh.
yeah, it's probably still going to be emotionally raw and hurt afterwards, but the fact that you're getting butt hurt and letting it exacerbate the pain that you are supposedly feeling when you could just go fucking address it. Stop being a coward.
That was all she wrote, almost a year later from the original incident. Who knows where OP is now?
In her new apartment.
Oh, possibly.
Which hopefully he doesn't have an address for, because he'll just come rob the new apartment.
Well, there were comments that's like, OP, please make sure that you don't give them a key.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like I don't think she's going to go through all of this and then shit herself at the finish line like that. Like,
I've seen dumber things happen.
Next on Fucked Around and Found Out, from r/marriage, my wife won't talk to me anymore.
What did you do?
My wife, 31 female, and I, 46 male, have been together for 6 years.
Sorry.
Married for 2. Do I need to repeat that?
No. Sorry, I just can't hear it without saying it.
No. It's that I'm stopping and pausing at the ages.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were pissed at my wife.
No. 31 female and 41 male.
Okay.
And have been together for 6 years. So 25 and 40 for those listening at home.
25 and 35 if they're 31 and 41.
31 and 46.
Oh, shit.
So 25 and 40.
If they're both emotionally mature, there's nothing wrong with it.
She used to talk to me all the time. She used to share her day with me, just randomly tell me her thoughts, stuff like that. However, she also used to want to talk about problems we were having. A lot. It felt like we were always talking about what I did wrong. She thought I spent too much time talking to exes. We were friends. I don't prioritize her over work. It's my career. Am I supposed to quit? All fucking ready. Like that whole, oh, well, you don't like the thing I said, so I guess we'll just never talk again. Like, grow the fuck up.
Yeah, both of them. Yeah, people can be friends with their exes.
We don't have the context for that.
Yeah, like we don't have the context, so we only have his side, but at the same time...
And already, I'm clocking this dipshit as an unreliable narrator.
Yes, but also if he is reliable, she sounds toxic and controlling.
We'll see. And mostly I didn't care enough about her. It was so many different ways that she came to that conclusion, but it was like we were always just sitting down for a serious talk. So I told her about a year ago that I didn't want to talk anymore. I was just tired of hearing everything I was doing wrong. I provide everything we need. Can I just have a break? I told her that if she had a problem with the way I did things, then she could get out of my house and we'd get a divorce. She told me that she was trying to communicate because she didn't feel appreciated and that I had one foot out the door. But I think that's ridiculous. I know it's harsh, but I was at my wit's end. So now a year later, she barely talks to me at all. When I ask about her day, she says fine. When I talk to her about work or politics or my day, she just says, oh, wow, cool, and kind of walks away. Her attitude isn't bad. She's very sweet, but it's just like she doesn't care anymore. I didn't want to talk about our problems anymore, but I didn't mean stop talking, period. We really don't talk about anything that doesn't have to do with our life/household. In the evenings, she just turns on the TV and we watch something until bed. Now I don't know what to do because I found out today she won a pretty big award at her job and she didn't tell me. Last Friday, she said she had to work late and it was cool. I didn't ask. Today, I found out that she was really at a dinner where she was celebrated for this award. She invited some of her friends and her mum and brothers. I ran into her brother at the store today and he mentioned the dinner and said that he was sorry I couldn't make it. I asked what he meant and he said the dinner, how I wasn't able to go because I was sick. I asked him to explain the whole thing to me, so now he knows too. What am I supposed to do? Is she punishing me or something? Do I tell her that I know? Why wouldn't she tell me? I didn't think she'd take it this far and now I'm thinking she's being petty. Does anyone have any experience here? I love my wife and I'd do anything for her, but I'm so confused.
I mean, he got what he asked for, but I feel like she's also taken it a little bit too far. Yeah, he said he wants a break. Give him the break. Eventually, you're going to have to talk to him again. Like, if it has been a year later and you're still doing this, get a divorce or start talking again. Because you're literally pushing yourself down a track where you don't come back from, where you're now roommates, not in a relationship.
A year is a while. And pretty much once you start talking about things that...
After 3 months...
Yeah.
Like even just a quarter of a year of being given the cold shoulder, you should be going to her and saying,
but she's not.
What is up? No, he should be going to her.
Yeah, but like she's not giving him the cold shoulder is what I'm saying.
It sounds like it. She's responding with just fine, yes, no.
He said that she's still continued to be perfectly sweet. They just don't talk about anything meaningful anymore. And that is what he asked for. He actually meant was that, yes, I want to hear about all these meaningful things in your life, just nothing that's going to inconvenience me. And she's like, well, no, you either get the meaningful stuff or you don't. And that's when it's like, okay, but if that's the decision you make, then that's essentially ending the partnership part of your relationship. And
Well, yeah, but I also understand asking if we can have a break from having such serious conversations if you feel like every conversation is such a big conversation, that energy can become pent up inside where you just need silliness and calm and non-serious talk for a while, which may have been what he's asked for. He just didn't know how to explain that.
yeah, but he also had the capacity to then go, all right, it's been a beat.
That's what I'm
haven't had any of
saying.
these
Like, he
conversations.
absolutely should have come to her and been like, hey, what's going on?
Yeah, but it seems like it's only because of this dinner incident that he's realized that,
Yeah.
oh, we actually haven't been talking about anything like that. It's like it took this for him to notice the difference.
Yeah.
Yeah. And unfortunately now, my dude,
It's too late.
Edit.
She's probably also been waiting for him to come to her to be like, hey, what up?
Yeah, like I kept trying. You specifically asked me to stop, so I stopped. So it is on you.
Yeah,
to
I figured you'd
reinitiate.
let me know when you're happy to talk about it again. But at the same time, she should also, if she does genuinely love this man and want to spend her life with him, have also initiated. Like, they both are at fault here. There is no one here who is not at fault
Yeah, this
when it
just
comes
doesn't
to
seem to be a functional
reestablishing
relationship.
communication.
Edit. Wow, a lot of comments. A couple people are asking about the exes. I have close contact with 3 of my exes. 2, my previous wife calls me when she needs to talk. Her and her husband don't get along. I have 2 ex-girlfriends who I'm still friends with, and I was friends with them when I met my wife now. My wife doesn't like them because she says that they cross boundaries, but honest to God, they are just friendly, and we ended in good terms. It's nothing serious, and I just don't want to give my friends up.
Right. Are they friendly by generic guys terminology or a girl's terminology? Because
Well, he thinks that they are just friendly, but she's saying that they cross boundaries. And honestly,
if the
that's all that
boundaries
matters.
if the boundaries are reasonable, yes. If the boundary is, oh, you went and saw a movie with them instead of me, that's not an okay boundary. If the
He's
boundary
talking-
is they are kissing you, then obviously that is a boundary. What I'm saying
Yeah.
is, without knowing what these boundaries are, we can't make a judgment on that.
Yeah, I'm guessing it is physical boundaries because it's they are just friendly. So I'm thinking either
They're hugging
the
him a little
way
too long, or
I'm thinking like, like sitting in his lap and shit.
oh yeah, that is way too far.
Yeah. Or like how they speak to him in like text messages and stuff.
Yeah. Like, if you're still
But
calling
again,
each other
that's
sweetie or
just
babe or beautiful or love or doll, then yeah, that's obviously
and coming
shitty.
from Australia, there's
But
obviously cultural
also, why
considerations
is
for
she
that.
your ex-wife? What happened there?
And more to the point, like why
left who?
she's wanting
Was
to
it
talk to
amicable?
you because her and her husband don't get along. Like, so you're basically saying you're a substitute
Yeah.
emotional support husband for a woman who doesn't like hers.
Yeah, emotional cheating is a real thing and
Yeah.
possibly worse than physical cheating.
Yeah, like in the end, like exes are like magic. They are neither good nor evil. It all comes down to what the context is. So your wife is saying that they're crossing boundaries and you're not having a conversation as to what those boundaries are and what they should look like in order for the both of you to be comfortable, then you're not doing one of the foundational jobs in order to maintain a relationship.
Yeah.
That's just facts. The exes, like, clearly that is an issue that you've essentially just dismissed. And if you do dismiss it, then yeah, your wife is going to have a problem with that because it's basically saying that what you say goes and what she feels doesn't matter.
Yeah. And if it's happening multiple times, then obviously there is some sort of bigger problem. Talk about it. Talk to your partners. Communication is key in almost everything in life.
Edit
And
2.
go.
You were right. Tried to talk to her last night. It didn't go well. I'll update later when I can get my thoughts together. And he was never heard from again.
When I know how to word this to make myself sound the best.
Okay, so this was 3 years ago.
Oh, there was nothing after that.
That was the last edit.
Okay, so he has absolutely been murdered. Coming to an unsolved crimes near you.
OP's last thing that he ever wrote on Reddit to this day, this could very easily have been a throwaway account. The only reason I still talk to my ex-wife is because she's so vulnerable. She's an immigrant and she's told me many times before that she feels like she can count on me and I'm the only person she really trusts. I see how my wife doesn't like it, but I'm just trying to be nice, I guess. I don't know.
See, I can see that being a thing, but again, why is she your ex-wife, if that is the case?
I mean, if she's an immigrant, it's possible it was just a green card marriage. And he was trying to get her into a safer situation, and that was an agreement they made. But either way, at the end of the day, like, say that was...
If that is the situation, then your partner should have no issues with you being friends with them still.
Yeah, well, like, in my mind, it's like, if there were any serious exes in Ben's life and there was a circumstance where them still having a relationship was relevant for whatever reason, then naturally that would be a relationship that I would have too.
Yeah.
Like, especially if it was a vulnerable immigrant situation, well, bitch, you're coming to dinner. Like, she would be my friend too.
Correct.
And then if that was something that she wasn't comfortable with, that is when I'd be like, okay, so you're a red flag. Because if you were genuinely just in this for, you know,
emotional support.
Yeah, and the friendship of it all, then surely you would want to strengthen that connection by also being friends with me, you know, or at least trying. Because obviously at the end of the day, some people will get along and others don't. So yeah, I have a feeling he's divorced now.
Or dead.
Well, what, 46? He'd only be like 49.
No, I mean, because she's murdered him.
I feel like if she's not going to go through the effort to have a conversation, she's probably not going to go through the effort to kill him.
Yeah, but he might not. He might just actually run into her knife. He might run into her knife 10 times.
I feel like if anything, it's she'd been steadily oversalting his food. To round out, fucked around and found out. Am I the asshole over my birth control choices from this point onward with my long-term partner?
If your choice of birth control is you force him to get a vasectomy, yes. If it is that you choose to have some sort of contraception on yourself, no.
Yeah,
if you just wish to use condoms to protect yourselves a little bit, no.
I feel like by definition, since she's talking about her birth control, actually we don't even know who's who.
Yeah.
I've been with my partner for a long time and we have 3 kids together. I've been taking the birth control pill for years, okay, female, because has a uterus, because he doesn't want a vasectomy and doesn't like using condoms. Honestly, I don't love the pill, but I've stayed on it because I see it as something I'm doing for both of us to avoid another pregnancy and keep things working in our relationship. Recently, there was a hiccup with my prescription. The pharmacy hadn't had my next pack of pills ready, and I'm supposed to start again tomorrow. The weather's awful, and it's a 30-minute walk one way. I don't drive, so I asked him if he could please take me in his car so I could try and get the issue sorted. The pharmacy is closed on Sundays, so tomorrow isn't an option. He complained, saying he didn't want to wait around because the pharmacy usually takes ages and the lines are long. I get it, it's frustrating, but I don't want to go either. I just feel like I don't have a choice if we want to avoid pregnancy. When I reminded him that this is something I'm doing for us, he told me it was a me issue and not an us issue and said he wasn't taking me. That really rubbed me the wrong way. If it's truly just a me thing, then why am I going through all this? I've decided, though I haven't told him yet because I'm too frustrated, that if he wants to keep having sex, then it's either he gets a vasectomy or we use condoms every time. I don't see why I should keep putting hormones into my body when he won't even drive me to the pharmacy. Am I the asshole? I feel like my decision makes sense now, even if he might not be happy about it. What would you do in my situation?
Not have sex until you get the medication. Simple.
It's like, well, natural consequence. If we're not having protected sex, we're not having sex. So, okay.
Yeah, we just don't have it until I go get this filled. But also, he is also an asshole because if you don't want to get a vasectomy and you want to keep sending it raw, then help her let you send it raw. Simple as that.
Key comments. So when my partner and I were trying to get away from condoms, I can't take the pill, bad reaction, all hormonal birth control was off the table. It came down to a copper IUD or a vasectomy. He didn't know much about IUDs, so he read up and discovered that a possible rare issue is uterine puncture. Very, very unlikely to happen. I was perfectly comfortable with the idea of getting the IUD anyway. He booked a vasectomy the next day. That is how your partner should treat you. OP's comments. I feel like he's just extremely selfish sometimes, and I do wonder why I'm putting up with it. Best I can do for now is set boundaries and not take the full weight of things if he won't take responsibility in any way. If he doesn't get snipped, I don't have sex with him. He can start with the condom and then remove it without your permission.
At which point you never have sex with them again.
And the next thing you know, you're pregnant. But honestly, he sounds like trash and you can do way better. OP. I don't think he'd do that because he doesn't want any more children either. I think he's expecting me to just walk the 30 minutes in heavy rain and deal with it myself. I'm not going to, and I won't be having sex again until something is in place to prevent pregnancy. Responder. Don't forget to tell him that if you can't get your pills that day, then you have to skip a couple. No sex for a week once you start taking them again. OP. I'm just not having any pills anymore. If it's a me thing, then I choose not to be on them because I don't like them. He's going to have to accept condoms or the snip until I get a full apology and acknowledgement that I'm taking them despite not wanting to for the both of us, and that it's a joint responsibility and not all on me to have to deal with. Still pretty angry. Response. Good, stay angry. Write your future self a note and lay it all out on the line about how you're feeling now so future you can read it and feel all these feelings again. This is important because you need to stay angry to initiate real change in your relationship. He's been complacent for too long, letting you take on 100% of the burden of family planning. Time for him to take on that burden now. You get to decide what works for you and your body. If that means you decide you're not taking the pill, then that's what's happening. I'm proud of you for standing up for yourself. OP. That's a great idea. It's a good reminder of valid anger and remembering how and why. It's all too easy to choose to forget or make excuses. Fair point.
I mean, anal is always also an option.
Yeah, that's also incredibly painful, especially if you.
Oh, no, I'm talking about her pegging him. But also vasectomies are completely reversible as well.
Men like this never understand what a vasectomy is.
There are two types of vasectomy. One where, like with a woman, you can have the tubes tied, which is completely reversible. Or the secondary one, which is where they do the full snip.
Like, the reason why he doesn't want the vasectomy is probably because, again, he thinks his dick won't work, or
I won't be a man anymore.
Yeah. It's all shit that doesn't actually mean anything.
Still produce seminal fluid. You just don't produce the sperms.
Even then, the sperms are still being made. You still have your nuts. They're still doing their job. It's just literally the tube that gets them from A to B is not there anymore. Like, it's, again, the men that talk like this that shouldn't be procreating at all don't understand these things, and they don't care to understand these things. They just want to not have the responsibility they have.
I was also only like 2 months ago when I realized that it is an IUD, not an IED, and I have been referring to them as IEDs almost my entire life.
Kaboom.
But also it could still be an IED because it's an infinite explosive device because it blows it up before it happens. But yeah, just don't have sex. It's simple. Your body, your choice. You can choose to not have sex.
Well, I certainly wouldn't be.
I mean, it's pretty obvious what happens. You stop having sex, he gets too horny, and he'll either go cheat and you get a divorce, or he'll go through with the vasectomy. Or start using condoms. Which, there have been leaps and bounds in condom technology, and you can't even tell you're wearing them half the time.
Yeah, see, like, I'm just such an intolerant cunt. Like, I know that Reddit is always, like, very quick to
jump,
call the cops, get a divorce, nuclear option, first time every time, worst assumed, like worst case scenario.
Therapy is also an option.
What I picture is if this were me. If it was, it's like, if you're not going to take me to the pharmacy when I need to get there in the pouring rain because I don't drive, what am I getting out of this relationship? Like,
what else won't you take me to?
Well, no, it's just if you can't do that most basic shit, or you're going to make that a big deal outside of, any external factors involved. No, I'd just be like, wow, bro, well, you may not want to go to the pharmacy, but you're fucking going somewhere because you're not staying here.
Also, 30 minutes is a long-ass walk, whether it's raining or good weather.
And we don't know if that's like uphill or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no, it's just if...
But also, if he's not willing to drive, will he pay for an Uber?
Well, even then, that is such a fucking waste.
It is.
Like,
Especially when you could just not have sex for a week. This seems like an issue, non-issue to me.
you know full well that it is going to be an issue as soon as he's not getting laid because he's going to fucking make it an issue.
Yeah, and that's when you hit him with the "you had your chance.
Like
Now you wait."
like when it was me, just when the expectation was there, I wouldn't be allowed to sleep. It would just be like angry and huffing and puffing and, you know, snapping at me and like constantly talking at me and like trying to convince me or whatever. And so it would then turn into like I physically just have to get it over with just so I could physically go to bed to be functional the next day. So this is very much giving the vibes of someone who is that selfish. They just genuinely don't give a fuck about the people around them. Again, if this is a reliable narrator.
Yes.
Final one for our episode. Found out my husband was in love with his friend, so I made her my best friend. And now he has no one.
Please tell me this is the same chick from before.
This happened a while back and names are changed for privacy purposes. On phone, sorry
No,
if hard
fuck
to
that.
read. English is my first language, but no, but Body's no effect. Okay, I fucking love OP.
Yeah.
My F27 husband, male 30 of 5 years, Steve, had a female best friend long before we met. We'll call her Amy. I met Amy pretty early on in the relationship, and I thought the girl best friend thing was kind of weird, but she seemed cool. I wasn't interested in a friendship between her and I, but I figured we could be civil. Steve had other friends, but more text every now and then friends. Amy was the only one he saw in person often. She even included me on activities occasionally, movie nights at her house or trips to the park, etc. I felt more secure because of how kind she was. The security washed down the drain every time it sprung up, though. Steve always looked at Amy in a way he never looked at me. He seemed so genuine and happy when she talked, more animated and excited, etc. He also tried to get me to cut my hair to be more like hers at one point and dye it a natural colour. Amy had shoulder-length brown hair, beautiful on her, but not the look for me. I had longish hair that I frequently dyed fun colours. He would also drop plans with me at the drop of a hat if the opportunity to spend time with Amy came up. Not every time, but one stands out from memory is that we were about to take a trip to visit my family, a full-day trip. We don't stop anywhere on the way, and before we'd left, he'd texted Amy to see what she was doing that day. She said nothing, and he insisted we stop by to see her before we go. Amy did not know our plans. We ended up spending the whole day there. I rescheduled my family visit. If I had been more vocal at the time, maybe it would have been different, but I didn't and still don't like arguing in front of people, and bringing it up in front of Amy felt mortifying at the time. I chalked it up to me being too self-conscious and over-worrying. Steve wasn't outright cruel to me or anything, but little things and comments tore me down. This went on for our whole marriage. One night Steve and I were drinking at home and watching bad Christmas movies, The Ginger Dead Man and such. I got in my feelings out of nowhere, as I often do when drunk. We've all been there, girl. And asked him if he ever had feelings for Amy. He admitted to it, said he'd tried to get her to be with him multiple times since middle school and she always rejected him. I asked if she wanted to be together, if he would want to be with her instead of me. He said something along the lines of, "Stop making up hypothetical questions like that'll just hurt your feelings." I cried, we fought, I told
That's a
him to
yes.
leave. I called Amy and asked her to pick him up. When she got there, I, drunk as a skunk, went outside and in a not friendly way accused her of ruining my marriage knowingly. There was a three-way heated argument that I'm fuzzy on the details of because A, I was drunk, B, even sober, when I'm in a heated argument I tend to erase things, and C, this didn't exactly happen yesterday. Amy ended up taking Steve to his mum's house. She came back to me sitting in the yard crying. This is already too long, so I'll skip ahead of it. Amy knew vaguely that Steve had feelings for her, but thought it was a weird crush that would go away. She liked me, but thought I was cold, so didn't try to force a friendship. She didn't know a lot of the stuff Steve had said to me as far as comparing me to her, and was pissed about it when she learned. She let him know that she wasn't and never would be interested in him romantically. He said he understood. Steve and I did a temporary separation that led to a divorce. Amy and I became friends. She was and is a great friend to me, almost worth everything Steve put me through. She's a sister I never had. She is still friends with Steve, but in the text every now and then way. I'm more self-confident now, no real long-term relationship since the big D, but now I'm invited to every movie night and trivia game and camping trip with Amy, so I'm not at all bothered by the lack of romantic partner. Sorry if this was so long, a little rushed at the end because I realised it was getting book length. Thanks for reading if you did. If you're married to a Steve, there are better things out there for you, darling. I love them.
I'm just more disappointed that her and Amy didn't end up together.
Hey, we don't know that they haven't. This has been a while ago. This was also 3 years ago.
Because, like, that's the perfect Hallmark movie right there.
And then they kissed.
And they were roommates.
I mean, they're going camping, so the signs are there. Like, does Amy drive a Subaru? Is she a friend?
Well,
of
no,
Ami's?
because obviously they would have moved in together like 3 days after the divorce.
Fair. Edit. This blew up way more than I thought an old story would. Before the main update, I would like to say thank you to all the supportive comments. And I'm so sorry that the world has made you so cynical to the people who commented and messaged me accusing me of it being fake. Seriously, even if it was, why take the time to comment or message? And also, I am sorry to anyone with a Steve in their lives and proud of the others who got rid of them. On to the main update. Steve has found this post. Amy sent me screenshots, not sure how to post them.
Oh,
I
God.
will be trying to figure that out. Someone made a TikTok video and he saw it. Not super eventful, but something new on the old story. I considered deleting it to avoid the drama, but I decided instead to include everyone on the news if they'd like it. I may still delete it if it becomes too much. I just don't want to give him the power over me deleting it. I'm a little frazzled, honestly.
Yeah, no, you leave that shit up and you drop the fake name of him.
Yeah, give us his
Start
real name.
using
We
his
just
real
want to
name.
talk.
Give us his name, give us his address, give us his social security number.
We don't know if they're American.
It's American sounding.
Everything on the internet sounds American sounding.
Not all of everything. I have seen some foreign films about plumbers.
Comment. Now kiss.
Yep, there we go.
Response. Smushes two Barbies together, violently kissing.
Yeah.
Response. Oh, yeah, that's the stuff. Oh, yeah. Reddit truly is so special. I'm exhausted. Are you exhausted?
Yeah.
I'm exhausted.
Now I have to go home and watch Barbie movies.
You get to go home and watch Barbie movies.
Yeah. My pregnant partner has decided that while the fetus is in utero, they will get them hooked on all things Barbie and whatnot. And because I have never seen them, I am treated to watching them every Wednesday night.
Why Wednesday?
Because it's the day that her sister's boyfriend comes over for the night.
Oh, so
he
can't get
likewise
out of it.
has to also watch the Barbie movies.
He likewise gets to watch the Barbie
Yes,
movies.
but
So
I
much-
have discovered the wonder that is Bibble.
Oh, Bibble is like.
Bibble is love, Bibble is life.
Thank you so much for joining us back here in the Naughty Corner for another episode of Court is in Session. We'll see you next time.
Bye. I love Bibble so much. He is the little sasspot that I needed.